Hey everyone, it's Jono, and today I'm going to show you how to take soil moisture data that looks like this and turn it into useful information for deciding when and how much to irrigate. So the first thing we really need to understand is how much water can our soil hold. We don't want to irrigate more than that. If we do, we're probably just going to lose nutrients and water and potentially even some topsoil but we don't want to under irrigate either. So there's several ways of measuring and figuring out how much water your soil can hold. We're going to show you just a real simple way and something that can be a really good starting point. You might need to fine tune it in the future, but there's a good place to start. So in your search engine, type SoilWeb, and that's without any spaces, SoilWeb, and it brings up a program from UC Davis, and when you get in it, it looks like this. So what you want to do is find your field. Once you find your field, just click on it. And then it pops this information up on the side, and we see this one drop down called Map Unit Data. Click on that. Now inside here, we want to go down and find this one right here where it says Available Water Storage from 0 to 100 centimeters. And in this particular field, it's saying it is about 17 centimeters. So that's saying in that top 100 centimeters of soil, it can hold about 17 centimeters worth of water. So we convert that over to inches. So in about the top about 3 feet, we can hold 7.5 inches of water roughly. So with that info, we're going to put that into a spreadsheet to kind of help organize this and understand what decisions we can make. So I have a Google email account, and many people do. If you do, just come over here and click on the 9 dots in the top corner, scroll down till you see this thing called Sheets. Okay, we're going to start a blank spreadsheet. Okay, we got a new sheet all loaded up. Now in our first column, let's put sensor depths. That's just how deep we put our sensors in the soil. Now beside it, we're going to put in the field capacity. That's what we just figured out in SoilWeb. What's the max amount of water that the field can hold? Okay, next to it, let's put current moisture. That's just whatever our soil moisture sensor is telling us. And then beside it, let's make another column, and we'll call this depletion, just how much water we have used. So for sake of the example, we're going to say we put our sensor depths at 1, 2, and 3 feet. You can put them in the middle of the foot, like at 6 and 1.5 feet and 2.5, or however you want to do that, whatever you think is best for your soil profile. So we're going to call those 1 foot, 2 foot, and 3 foot. For field capacity, that's the info we just got off of SoilWeb. So we're in 3 feet, we said we could hold 7.5 inches. Now you'll know your soil profile and kind of where it's storing more water and less water. So for the sake of the example, we're just going to put some numbers in here, and we're going to say at that 1 foot depth we can hold 3 inches. We're going to say 2.5 at the 2nd foot, and 2 inches of water at the 3rd foot. Now for current moisture, that's where we're going to go and look at our soil moisture sensor. So if we come in here, we're looking at port 1, we see it says 1.56 IPF. So that's 1.56 inches per foot as of water per foot is what this measurement is. So we got 1.56 at the top foot, 1.43 at the 2nd foot, and 1.93 at the 3rd foot. Okay, so now we come into our spreadsheet and we type those in. Okay, perfect. Now we want to understand how much has been depleted from field capacity. So we're just going to subtract our current moisture from our field capacity. So to do that, we just press the equals sign and press that box under field capacity, and then press minus and press the box under current moisture and hit enter. Now that's going to give you an option here to autofill, or you can press that check mark and it'll autofill, so that'd be a great thing to do. If you're using a different program, it doesn't give you that option. Click on that top box, click on the little square in the corner, and just hold your mouse and drag it down. So that's telling us how much is depleted from each foot that we have a sensor at. Now we want to total that up so we can understand how much is totally missing. So we're going to go equals, and Google already has it figured out. It already says to sum all of that. I'll show you how to do it in case it's not working for you. So you press equals and then type sum, and in a left bracket, press that top box, hold the shift key, hit the bottom box, it'll highlight all three, and then hit enter. So now we have this. Is from that top 3 feet, we're missing 2.58 inches of water. So from that, now do we know how much to irrigate? Do we go turn the pivot on and turn it on at 2.58 inches? Well, not necessarily, because there's going to be some efficiency losses in the system. So let's put in here sprinkler efficiency. So pretend we are using an irrigation pivot with those mid elevation, so sprinklers about 5 feet off the ground, like a wobbler or rotator. You could be about 80% efficient, roughly. So we'll type in 80% right there. Now let's go up top here and make another one, and we'll call this how much to irrigate. I'll make that bold. That's what we really care about from this whole page. And to calculate that, just hit the equals sign, highlight the box, that's the total depletion. Hit the backslash button, which is a divide symbol, and divide that by your sprinkler efficiency. And you hit enter, and that tells us, okay, to fill that profile up completely with how efficient our system is, we're going to need to put on 3¼ inches to bring that back up to full. Now you don't need to remake the spreadsheet every time you update your sensor data. If I've just irrigated and I want to see where I'm at again, and I look at my sensors and things have changed, I can just change these numbers here to whatever now my sensor is saying, and you see how that changed my depletion. The formulas all still worked, and now it's saying, okay, now to fill it up, I just need to add 1¼ inch. So again, a pretty simple way to keep things organized and to understand how much to irrigate. Now, when to irrigate, that could be a really complicated question. It's nice to keep it as close to full as you can, but as a goal, it's also nice just to look at maybe 50% of field capacity. So, and for a lot of field crops. So in this field where we're 7½ inch, well, ideally we don't want to get below about 3¾ inch. If we do, we're going to get into some pretty major crop stress. So that's some tips on using soil moisture sensors and to figure out how much and when to irrigate. I hope this has been helpful, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below or shoot me an email or give me a phone call. Happy to help.